105 Riverside FM.
Hello, and welcome to our podcast, Flower Farming in New Zealand, where we dig into the rhyme and reason of growing beautiful blooms here in Aotearoa. I'm your host, Jo Robinson. I'm a grower, a flower lover, a creator of floral works, and someone passionate about regenerative growing. I'm keen to encourage the growing, buying, selling, and the use of local seasonal flowers. I've been a flower farmer for over 25 years, but it doesn't matter whether you're just starting out with a few rows of dahlias in your backyard or if you're already knee-deep in beds of ranunculus and tulips. This podcast is for you. Each episode will explore different aspects of growing flowers in New Zealand. From practical how-to guides and seasonal tips to interviews with local growers, with florists, suppliers, and flower lovers from across the country. You'll hear honest conversations about what's working and possibly more importantly, what's not. Lessons learned in the field and how we can work together to build a thriving, sustainable local flower industry, one flower stem at a time. In our conversations and interviews, we'll cover everything we can, including seed starting, discussions with businesses that are useful for flower farmers, soil prep, marketing your blooms, sales channels including retail, selling at local markets to wholesalers and at auction houses, relationships with florists and dealing with pests and diseases. And the information will come from New Zealand-based growers and companies, so you know it is valid for you. And yes, because we're farmers, we'll talk about the weather, because let's be honest, we're a bit obsessed with the weather, and New Zealand's climate can be a bit of a challenge all on its own. But most importantly, this is a space to learn and connect, to share ideas, encourage one another, and remind ourselves why we do this in the first place. Because there's something incredibly special about growing beauty by hand from the ground up. But we also know it's bloomin' hard work. In today's short episode, I just wanted to introduce myself and this project. I've been wanting, make that itching to create something that brings together the voices of New Zealand flower farmers, something that reflects our conditions, our challenges, and our seasons. While there are great international resources out there, I often found myself thinking, that was great, really enjoyed listening or watching, but it doesn't quite fit for here in New Zealand. So this is the start of something homegrown, down-to-earth Kiwi info that's relevant to you. If you're a grower who wants to share your story, or if you're just keen to follow along, you are most welcome here. Remember, the aim of the podcast is to talk to growers, buyers and providers from all over the country and from all types of businesses. If you have something to add to this community and are happy to be interviewed, please head over to our Instagram for the podcast or our podcast webpage and get in touch. You don't have to be a huge business. You don't have to have years of experience. You just have to have a connection to flower farming in New Zealand. The first full episode of the podcast will be available soon, and I'll be talking about a few of the regenerative farming practices that have been adopted here on our farm, Scrubby Gully. We're a regenerative flower farm in central Otago. There'll be tips and tricks, even a few recipes of my witchetty potions for things that you can start now to help your soil and your budget. So remember, you won't always have to listen to me waffle on. Over the next couple of months, we'll talk to suppliers, to other farmers about planning your blooms for the growing year in New Zealand's climate. We'll discuss what to sow when in which part of the country, how to build up your soil, and why having a relationship with the people who buy your blooms is so very important. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any suggestions for podcast topics and people to interview, please do get in touch. Until then, petals, do smile, be happy, and please follow along as we start this journey on Flower Farming New Zealand.